We good? We good?
All right, so we got Tempest with the first ban right now. Wonder what they're gonna take. I know, I know Idra really doesn't like Stitches, so I'm
Yeah, Idra's
expecting a
super
Stitches
against
ban.
Stitches. Yeah, he's super against Stitches. Um, and a lot of the times we've seen Snowflake ban either Tassadar or Tychus. That's not uncommon for them. So I would expect one of those three to come out of Snowflake. And for Tempest, I'm not honestly sure what they ban. I haven't been able to see enough of their games to really get a good feel of what they like to ban out.
Mm-hmm.
But if I were to judge based on who they're playing, um, Tychus maybe. They play a lot of Tychus for Snowflake. Um, Zeratul maybe.
They
They don't really
drop
do
out
that much.
the Chen ban,
I could see that. LC plays a lot of Gen,
followed
so
by
I
an
could.
instant
Yeah,
Stitches ban.
Stitches like no, we're done with this. Uh,
Chen's really strong. He can once he gets 7, that's when he becomes a power threat. That
Yep.
root kick.
Screwed you up, and there's nothing you can really do about it. So that's an issue. But I mean, LZ has become one of the more prominent Chen, I would say. So there's that. And I think leaving that open for Snowflake would be kind of dangerous, especially if they feel like they're not good against Chen. Like if Tempest just doesn't feel comfortable going against Chen, then obviously get rid of your bad matchups as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's an issue of do they want to take Tassadar? Is it going to be Tassadar, Uther, Tychus,
Arthas,
Arthas? Yeah,
so many
it's
power
usually one of those
threats.
first four. That's
Yeah.
usually how it goes. Sometimes people pick Falstad, but that's extremely rare, and that's usually because they are going for a very specific comp. And Tyrael actually getting picked out first. I kind of like this. I like that just because of how aggressive the 1v1 lanes are for Snowflake a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
They'll usually run a Chen or a Tyrael, so they'll just kind of try to bully someone out of the lane. So that's a good pick for me.
A good hard engage, and then depending on who Snowflake chooses, that could shut down an ult, being if they go for Nazebo or a Falstad, or like you said, catch somebody out, just boom, right to him and blow him up.
Yeah, I think Snowflake's obvious choice here is at least Uther. That way
Definitely.
they have the counter heal for the burst that's going to come down, and they have cleanse. So that's something that I don't expect them to not pick up. Hashtag double negative. Uh, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them pick up Arthas Uther right now. They play a lot of Arthas. They like it a lot. And as I said, Uther makes sense. They showed Uther and Tassadar,
There
so they
it
did
goes.
actually end up picking up Uther and Tassadar. That's fine.
I think
Giving Arthas to Tempest isn't the worst of things if they decide to take it.
Idra playing on whoa, disappeared. Oh, and now it's back. Okay.
The struggle.
Idra,
The struggle.
Idra playing on Tassadar. He's been playing a lot of Tassadar, and his E is really good to escape. So I mean, it's definitely good getting out of that. And Tychus
Wow.
Nova. Nova's pretty early in this, especially going against
Yeah.
a Tassadar and an Uther. I don't know about that. That's a little bit scary for Nova, I would think.
Yeah, nobody on Snowflake has really picked up Nova and been kind of a massive threat. So that's kind of weird, but it's not a bad pickup at all. Because Nova can put down so much damage so quick that Tassadar can't even shield it away or E away a lot of the time. The E snipe auto comes out so fast if you do it correctly that unless you're already looking for the stealth in the first place, then it's just super hard to do. But this is the issue of why they
Ooh.
should probably not have taken double damage because it left
Frontline
open both. Yeah,
Arthas, a noob.
it left
Wow.
open so many options for Snowflake, and I mean Arthas alone would have been just like amazing, but they're
Huge.
pairing it with an Anub as well as having Uther and Tassadar. I mean, they have everything they want. The only option now, if for me at least, for Tempest, if they want to stay in this game, is to go almost a full burst comp and possibly pick up like a Falstead here, so that they don't have Falstead on Snowflake. But if Falstead does go to Snowflake, I would be very worried for Tempest.
For sure. I mean, that. Now you got Uther, Arthas, Anubarak in the front lines. You got Beetles to dodge for a Nova snipe. You got Tassadar with shields and oracles. Like, Oh man, a noob Arthas. That is just, and ghouls too. Once Arthas
Yep.
hits 10, like
Yep.
that is scary, to say the least. Just
Yeah.
scary.
I mean, Army of the Dead is also a nice little thing to deal with Nova, just because you're like, oh, well, how are you going to snipe me if there's a billion ghouls on your face? Same idea with Chen when he uses Storm, Earth, and Fire. Can't really do anything about that. He'll just stick on Nova and kind of blow her up. The Beetles help a little bit on Anu, but they're kind of derpy and they go all over the place, so not really any kind of steady blocking there from them. And the Rhaegar pick is not strange, but certainly not something I expected to see in this matchup. I mean, Bloodlust
Oh,
will help them, but I'm not sure. I don't. I just don't like Rhaegar with Nova. That's usually my thing. Like I don't see the lineup there.
Rhaegar. I mean, he is a pretty powerful support. If you were gonna go for Malfurion, I don't think the root would be enough because the Nubarak can get to you. Brightwing, maybe I don't. I mean,
Well, I would like Malfurion mostly for Twilight Dream,
yes,
just in case. Like, so a lot of Uthers will sprint in to throw down the Divine Storm, and if you're Malfurion, you can either catch him with the root, or you can just say no and throw a preemptive. Oh, Zeratil's okay. Throw a preemptive Twilight Dream and stop that. If Arthas is in there, he can't heal with his ult. He can't eat any ghouls when he's silenced. Tassadar can't E away if he gets too close. You can't. A noob can't burrow strike away either. So like, it takes away a lot of their survivability is active on this team. They're not really like hyper tanky heroes in general. They just have so many spells that keep them alive. And if you remove that ability, then Nova can actually do a lot of work and get in and just blow someone up. So that's a thing. And yeah, Zeratul, you can take that if you want.
that's a that's a pretty squishy lineup in comparison to Team Snowflake, but that does mean you got the Void prison into a Nova Precision Strike with an Odin. I would assume Odin. I mean, laser. I haven't seen a lot of laser play. And then Tyrael Judgment to maybe shut down the Uther from being able to heal her. Let Arthas heal with his ghouls. Interesting pick. I don't. This will be a tough match for Tempest, just looking at the lineup, but Falstad being picked up by Snowflake, as you were stating, that's a pretty scary pick for to let Snowflake get.
Yeah, that's I mean that's pretty much Snowflake Dream Team, I would say. And before we go any further, uh, something's going on between the teams. We're supposed to have a map draft, apparently. I don't actually know the exact ruling on HPL, even though I'm here casting. Hey, what's up? I'm not the admin for this event, so trying to get some information down real quick, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible once we figure out what's happening. But if this is the draft that we stick with, it's I mean, I give it in favor of Snowflake without a doubt. I mean, granted, one good VP could do some serious damage, and also Tempest saying that the Zeratul was auto pick. So I don't know what's going on. But again, if this is the draft, if this is happening, the one good VP can stop a lot of the damage that comes out of Snowflake. It will allow Nova to pick off whoever is solo, as well as maybe a judgment coming on the target if they really need it, and
Yeah,
Tychus is allowed to kind of blow it up. But we'll see what happens as we get everything sorted out.
definitely
Looks like
that's
we are going into redraft, says Pride. So, le rip.
Zeratul with the Void Prison. If that's what they go for, I mean, if he can hit a sick one, take somebody out of it, yeah, that'll be. Apparently, it may be a false Zeratul though, but
Yeah, it might be a false Zeratul. So, it's just Zeratul blinking in, blinking out. You're not sure if it's actually him. He just shows up on draft and then he disappears into the shadows.
exactly. That's his thing, right?
Yeah.
I'll just
I mean,
take.
that's what he does. I mean, he pops in, ruins your face, double singularity bomb to the head, and then jumps out. It's like, okay, that hurt a lot.
I'm fine. It's only Zeratul dead. Okay. Well, I
Is that
guess that happens.
that looks like a shimmer over the? Okay, I'm dead. Neat. That was a fun time. Let's do that again.
Mm-hmm. I know I've been in matches full health, even as a tank, It's like it's only Zeratul. I can tank it, and then just boom, half health, and then he's gone. You're like, I should start running. You start running,
Yeah.
and then boom, oh, there goes the rest of it. Okay, well,
Yeah, what is it? Like level 16, if you have a 6 stack of gathering power and you blink in, double bomb, Q, auto, it ends up being somewhere in the range of like 1600 burst. And then he just gets out and you're like, "Well, all right, I guess that's neat."
you gotta
Granted,
have hard
it's not
CC
the
to
same.
keep him in the fight.
Yeah, yeah.
With
I
the
mean,
new,
granted, if he jumps in and he gets Uther stunned or really anyone stunned, then he usually dies.
mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure about him actually being able to do that against, especially against this team with the
Arthas
Tassadar
Uther
and
a
the
noob.
Uther. Like, yeah,
Ugh.
it's real dangerous.
The risk reward so high.
Yes.
So right now we're remaking the lobby. I don't know if we're doing a full. Well, I assume the draft is gonna stick, but the Zeratul was auto picked apparently. So we'll be fixing
So,
this.
yeah, we might rewind back to the second to last pick overall. So
Mm-hmm.
we might change. We might take back Falstead, and we might um, take back Zeratul. I don't know. The call is going to be coming down real soon from admins at HPL, and we'll be able to get into the game real soon. We got to do map selection, and we do have Snowflake saying that um, they're good to do this comp on any map. So they're all right. It's
They're
just a matter of
confident. You can
yeah. They're
tell
like we got
that.
this. Like this is our comp. Like we're set. Let's do this.
I know once they got that false stat, they're like, no. We're just keep it as is. They saw the Zeratul. I mean, it. I definitely give the draft favor to Snowflake because their team is solid. Like lots of people.
Yeah, I mean everything about it is good. Like there's no downside to the team that I see. It's just good times.
Like I want to see this again. So the Chen, who were you saying was on Chen a lot?
LZ plays a pretty decent amount of Chen.
LZ plays a lot of Chen.
Yeah, so you should be able
Would you
to.
almost prefer Chen over some of what they got?
No, I don't think so. I have I'm way more confident in Tyrael, Arthas, and Anub than I am in Chen in almost every game. The one good thing that they would have in their favor would be Chen against Nova and Zeratul if that would to
Oh,
stick.
it looks like it got changed to Abathur.
Ooh.
So Zeratul is now transform. Surprise! It was Abathur the whole time.
Yeah, right. It was just a clone. So that is a thing. And
So
we'll see
double
what they do with it.
Nova, double Odin, double Tyrael.
Probably
That's.
double Odin. I'm gonna guess it's double Odin.
I would
Almost
think the
100%.
double Odin, unless they really think that they can blow somebody up with a Nova, like real quick.
Yeah, I don't know. The double Nova suffers because it doesn't get any talents really, and Nova's super talent heavy. Her raw damage is good, but it's a matter of how much is that actually gonna be worth. So we'll see what they do, but I almost guarantee that we'll see double Odin. It's just so strong. It is so much utility,
Mm-hmm.
and it hurts real bad.
You almost have to run away right when you see the double Odin pop down, and they have a lot of disengage. Arthas, Snare, Anubarak, Impale, plus his Underking. He can just run away.
Yep.
Tassadar E, Falstad, Barrel Roll. Uther's the only one that seems. I mean, he has his own stun and can run away, but he also could just be used as a sacrifice to save the rest of his team. So, I mean, they have a lot of disengage if they need to.
So it looks like we're going to haunted mines anyways.
All
Okay,
right. So the only change was
that's a thing.
Abathur.
Yeah. So that's the thing. And if I'm able to look at look at these team comps now, I still give it to Snowflake on mines. Like Abathur to me is extremely weak early game on mines because you're not going to have a clone, you're not going to have the extra body in mines, and if
Mm-hmm.
you don't outright win a fight at the very start of going down into mines or right before it, then it's really hard to come back from that. It's really hard to stop the enemy from taking a ton of skulls. It's just a very it's not coin flippy, but it's an extremely hard matchup to play. So we'll see where we go here.
I know Abathur, to me, he's more of a late game investment because he really doesn't take off until he hits that 10 mark. The
Right.
Mule, though, could do some work. I mean, I personally love the Mule. I know he's a little bit weak, but on Haunted Mines, you can, if they don't kill a fort right away, you can full heal that sucker right back.
Yeah. Yep. And it's a matter of so for me mostly what this comp says is that if Snowflake gets out ahead and they're able to kind of just blow up everything, um, then if they get the level 10 advantage and they try to push through with a golem that's not awful, um, it's just gonna blow up. Like everything is gonna blow up. They're just gonna be able to walk through a fort. They'll be able to walk over any team fight that they want and kind of just crush everything. So I I don't know. I'm really afraid for Nightmare. I feel like at some point in this game, a golem's gonna just like kind of stomp its way through, and he's gonna get rolled by Snowflake. But we'll see how he makes himself viable in this game.
Mm-hmm. We are. Oh, you need to ready up, good sir.
Should be able to start spectator. Spectators usually don't have to ready. I don't. Well,
Yeah,
we'll find.
this is my first time being a spectator, so.
I see. Well, welcome to the club.
Yay! Do I get a button? Because that'd be nice.
If you want, I mean,
Yes.
I guess someday. We're going to
Honorary
BlizzCon.
caster.
Yeah.
Go, go.
We starting?
Riot.
Who
Who
has-
is. It's up to Toe Jam.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
So, going into mines, we talked about this extensively already. I wouldn't be surprised to see Tyrael solo lane, just because he's such a good solo lane, and see the rest of Snowflake's four stack their crew in the lane that has their golem in it.
Mhm.
So that's not going to be surprising to me. I am really interested to see how Abathur ends up playing out in this matchup. If he's going to be throwing down mines in the off lane where there aren't four, so they try to get a decent push on both lanes, so they can have kind of a 4v4, or rather a 4v1 in both lanes, but also use the mines to kind of offset any type of push that Snowflake tries to do. So if he throws down mines, say, let's see, which side? All right, so Tempest is on blue, so they're on left side. So if Abathur throws mines down in the top lane, that would be pretty good, I would say, if he just kind of defends his own wall. You don't have to worry about really pushing with it or getting any experience. You should have someone soaking anyways. So that is what I would expect for there, but it does look like we're going to be seeing Tassadar actually in the solo lane up top, which makes sense because he can just clear everything and kind of go to town. And
I'm intrigued to see
scary bottom lane.
that they're stacking bot lane. I guess to prevent the push from Team Snowflake.
Yeah, I mean they might be stacking. They might just be formatting the vision. I'm not sure. It looks like they're stacking on bottom, and it doesn't make any sense to me. Honestly, like the combo that Snowflake has down bottom is absolutely terrifying. Like you have so much CC. You have Howling Blast. You have Frozen Tempest. You have Impale, Burrow Strike. You have Stun from Kelox. You have the Slow from Faye on Hammer. Like if anybody tries to fight that, they're just gonna get rocked. So all right, this is good. They did solo lane Tyrael. He'll be able to do his own thing, and they are 4 pushing top with, or rather 3.5 pushing, I guess, top. You're good on my end, but who knows on what the stream is. Sound balance is hard. It's one of the hardest parts about being a producer. So it's all right. You can play around with it. Chat, let us know if it sounds good or not, and we will we'll keep going through this. But we do have Nova. She has Roam down now. She's not in the lane material, so they won't be able to do anything crazy, I don't think, down bottom, or actually anything at all because of LZ and Kelox able to just heal up whatever they want. Chill Tech probably the only viable target to do any damage to, but it's kind of looking pretty bad, I would say, for Tempest right now, as both their lanes are getting pushed forward, and Idra actually doing a good job with that Oracle.
Abathur sitting in the back. It looks like they're going for an early Giants right now, so that'll hit the lane as the mines open.
Yeah, I mean that's not uncommon, and I do like the call from Snowflake to not actually do that and just say, you know what, we know that you have Abathur, let's just push our advantage as fast as we can early on. We see that bottom lane is almost already lost a tower, and it looks like it will probably go down before mine's open. So that's really big, and that is the lane with their golem in it. So really nice, really nicely done there by Snowflake, and
Now they enter
Tempest is
the
actually going to be a
mines.
little bit slow on the draw going into mines.
Look at Snowflake just spreading out to collect skulls.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what they should do. They're against an Abathur. Again, they don't have the bodies down in mines. They don't have the ability to really just poke everywhere. We do see a
got the T-Fight
potential
going
engage
in.
after.
Tyke is focusing Chillatek, burrowing out. Nice impale by Chillatek to save the rest of his team, but they're still in chase.
Yep, the grenade comes down on the Hydra. Hydra will be able to get out. Chilltech actually going to be able to get out as well. So 52 skulls picked up by Snowflake already. It looks like they'll be able to get at least 60 from this. Faye picking up the top skulls here, and they're going to have a really big goal. Now,
Huge.
they have the opportunity to take Knights as well, and oh, Toe Jam played a scary game.
Risky.
He's alright though.
Huge though. Great scatter by Snowflake to gather as many skulls as they possibly could. And it's a free Knights, and they have a stronger golem. That is massive right now.
Yep, I mean, it's really well done. They haven't done any real damage to top lane, so those Knights probably won't do all that much. They're not going to really, you know, push anything super hard. They might get a little bit of damage in, but as you said, we're probably going to be seeing mules come up, so if they don't kill anything right now, then the mule will probably heal that damage away. And actually, it's not going to matter as Tempest swings down to just take it out before anything can even happen. So Knights, just a nice little experience boost. Tempest will actually be able to get the same exact experience boost because they'll be killing the Knights themselves. So nothing doing there, and it looks like
Giants being taken.
Syrian Giants.
Now, they do a very smart play right here. They leave it until the golem hits just around the tower. So that way the Giants will get to lane and be safely behind the wall.
Yep, so using them
Huge.
defensively.
Yes.
Something that we've seen recently in the current meta where people are like, all right, you know what? Giants will actually just stay and attack a golem. So if we get it, then
Oh, huge snare by Arthas. Treble is now body blocked. He's going to go down. Nice snare on LZ Gamer with that Arthas.
yeah, and that's huge. That's as you said it. I mean, it's a huge
Orgabon
pick. They
getting
now
booted
have
by the
a level-
golem. It doesn't look
Yeah,
like Snowflake wants
He'll be
to.
okay. He'll be okay. He's behind the wall. He's not going to get rocked or anything. But that pick alone, it gave them the level advantage. It gave them talent advantage. And now they should be able to get this keep very easily. Abathur not going to be able to do really anything. They'll be able to shield up the tower, but that's about it.
Strong golem, higher levels. This is a huge advantage for Snowflake right now.
Yep. See, Pelion getting knocked up by the Impale will take a decent amount of damage. Going to get dropped down to about half health, but he'll be able to get healed up by Rhaegar. This Golem, though, it's still pushing, and it's huge already.
2-level advantage, half health golem. This is massive. And it doesn't look like top golem's gotten too far. It's taken out the wall, but it seems like that's all they're gonna get.
Yep. I mean, it's good that it took out the wall. It opens up an opportunity later, but we have to make sure that Tempest doesn't actually overstep their bounds here. Pelion actually getting dropped very low from the combo of Impale and Hammer coming over the wall. It's going to be really risky if Tempest stays around here when, or rather, if Tempest tries to chase out after Snowflake backs away, because if they lose a fight here, they're going to lose a keep, and that's just going to snowball the game into some scary, scary position. And I like the call from Snowflake here to say, you know what, we know golems are going to be spawning, let's just go pick this up as soon as we can.
No other map objectives too. Might as well get this. Wargamon trying to poke in a little bit, but not really going to do too much. Like we were saying, the Abathur really isn't going to be shining until he hits level 10. That's when he actually starts having a huge impact on this game.
Yeah, so right now, it looks like Tempest is just trying to find a way to get back into the game. I would rather see somebody soaking bottom experience because they don't have anyone there. Yes, you want to stop them from taking this fort, but you're 2 levels behind right now. You like Abathur could be down there just soaking experience in lane. You know where the entirety of Snowflake is. So, and Abathur's just putting himself in kind of a dangerous situation if Snowflake decides to dive through this, as they will be coming very, very close to 10 as this fight progresses.
And those are the same giants that they got when the golem was spawning. That is huge to still have them alive to help take out that wall. Looks like ToeJam Errol's going in. Oh, a huge snare on ToeJam and Pelion. Toe Jam.
Yeah, Toe Jam actually gonna get knocked down. It will get killed. LZ actually gonna get dropped very low.
Big damage. Nice stab from Abathur.
Yeah. So they're able to turn it around a little bit. Not anything major done in favor of Tempest, but it does cut the experience down a little bit. We will be seeing level 10 coming out very, very soon from Snowflake, though, so Tempest has to be very careful here. They do have level 10. If they decide to engage on this, there's no way Tempest makes it out. But smartly, they back away, and now here's the bigger issue. Mines are coming up, and they're not level 10. They're a full level down, and Mines pretty fight heavy.
Definitely.
You can't really let it go. You can't let Mines go, so how do you make this work? And it looks like they're just not going to.
Snowflake looks like
it's an interesting call. If they're going to do it, they need to hard engage on buildings right now and take down as much as they can.
Looks like
Snowflake will be able to get a 100 skull golem off this. Or they're just going to back away and take a huge team fight. Okay.
Wow, I would think that Snowflake would want to go for the easy skulls. I mean, a fort, even though give him 10, but huge Archon going in. We see a Web Blast! Web Blast is taken by a Nubarak. Treble dropping after getting caught in that Web Blast. Huge kill, and that they're not even 10 yet. They were going for the fort, didn't get it, but now they enter the mines to try and soak up some skulls with Snowflake right after them. This is huge. They have to run.
Yeah, they really can't fight it. They still have Divine Storm, Shakana, and Army of the Dead up for Snowflake. We see a huge fight potentially happening here. Toe Jam actually gets dropped very low. The Divine Storm comes down. Kelex gets the pick up there, gets the kill. Pelion now being forced to use Odin to get away. Wargreymon actually going to get dropped just because of the Arthas and Envenom. And Pelion going to get knocked up. Will be able to get out. LZ going to follow the chase. Will he be able to do anything? No. Treble is here with the Rhaegar. Nothing able to be done there. And it's going to be a 78 skull golem for Snowflake. So extremely scary stuff for Tempest right now. They have to be very careful when they defend this bottom golem, as if they mess it up at all, it's pretty much game over.
3-1 or 3-0 exchange, excuse me. So massive. It looks like they're gonna go for the Knights, which I mean, not much else you can do. 22 skull golem though. Don't think that'll take out the keep for sure, or the fort, but still behind. It's gonna be tough to come back and try and fend off the Team Snowflake and the golem. I mean, that's I think a key.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if I agree with this push down bottom. It opens them up for an engage that they really don't want to take right now. If any of them got caught at all, it would have basically been just an open invitation for Snowflake to run down. So they do draw them away, but at the same time,
for how long?
Not sure if it was really worth. But now Snowflake's already in bot lane. They're just going to run straight down, meet up with their golem, and potentially just kind of crush out this team fight. We do have ults up for everyone in the game except for Tychus. He's missing his Odin by 10 seconds, so that's something to look out for them. If Pelion gets caught right now, he will not be able to have that
Rebel
nice little extra
way
health
overextended. Risky. Toe Jam Arrow going in on Faye. Faye is low. The stomp from the golem hitting Pelion and Toe Jam Arrow. They just plummet to the ground. And Web Blast on Treble now. That looks like it's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange. Faye does fall. Treble somehow gets out alive. Amazing.
Yeah, he just dogs up and he's out. But we did see Faye got picked up by the Tyrael passive. Wargreymon might actually going to drop to like 0 health, but it's not going to matter. We do have a massive skull punching this core in the face. Says, I don't like this little birdie. And it's looking like the game might be over, but actually a nice little pickup here from Wargreymon trying to take out LZ. Will it be enough? No, the spike's actually going to be enough to take him out. Idra able to stay alive, but slowly gets picked down as the game ends. That wonderful little bug where you can keep getting damage. So,
GG,
Snowflake
well
pretty much resoundingly taking that game. That's the issue of playing Abathur on mines. It's just, if you don't win very early, you just don't have anything to fight with. So
you're gonna be set back a lot.
Yeah, it was pretty telling. So hopefully we see a better draft coming out of Tempest this go around, and I want to say we're going to Garden this game.
I think so.
I believe it's Mines, Garden, and then Cursed Hollow for the best of 3. That seems like what we're looking at. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. So if we see Garden, Abathur not actually awful on Garden, and actually pretty good, just because of how extended that game gets. And if you can get to level 16, you can spawn all your wonderful little locusts. and they'll do just a ton of work, especially just attacking and exploding on buildings whenever they die. It's just good stuff all around. So interesting to see if we see a similar pick and ban this time around. But I think it's pretty safe to say that they probably shouldn't let Snowflake pick up that lineup again. Just
Huge
just that
powerhouse
lineup.
lineup.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna be getting into the next game real soon,
I think
hopefully.
right now we're gonna head to a quick little commercial break while we get everything set up, guys. So we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back. It looks like we're headed straight into the next draft. Let me just switch this up real quick. Boom. There we go. So right now, sorry for the delay, we got Uther being banned from Snowflake.
Yeah, I mean it's not something that's uncommon for them when they're first pick. They really like just taking away any kind of massive counterplay to any of their aggression, and they like picking up Arthas or someone tanky usually first. So
And then
that's
Tassadar
good.
followed right after that. I think those are some pretty solid bans right there.
Yeah, yeah. Denying those two support heroes is massive. I mean, the impact that they have on the game, and whenever they're in it, is insane. Divine Storm does so much, just ruining team fights. It can really mess up timings in a lot of fights. And Tassadar has Oracle as well as a crazy amount of damage and wave clear, so he can do some fun stuff with that.
We are on Garden of Terror, by the way, for
Yes.
everybody in the stream watching. Snowflake going for that Arthas pick. Solid pick, big frontliner, and ESV.Tempest following up with a Tychus Falstad pick. I think those are huge to take away from Snowflake.
Yeah, I think it's a good pickup. It would be I would be surprised to not see another heavy CC come out here from Snowflake, and maybe a Rhaegar or something like that. And all right, there we go. So
Tyrael
that'll do.
Rhaegar.
Tyrael and Rhaegar will be pretty CC heavy options. Um, and they'll be able to basically do almost the same thing that they did last time, where they can just chain CCs together. I mean, we talk about Judgment all the time on pretty much every stream. Judgment allows you to pick your engages whenever you want. You see something, you're like, that one has to die. So they judge them, they throw down the Howling Blast, and then if you really want to secure it, you have Frozen Tempest and Earthbind Totem from Rhaegar. It's real scary. And contrary to popular belief, both of those heroes, both Arthas and Tyrael don't do really bad melee damage, so a
Mm-hmm.
Bloodlust does actually benefit them pretty well. And then it has a secondary buff to Arthas as well, where
Rune
the
tag.
Bloodlust will allow him to just kind of like move in and just keep his Frozen Tempest on you, and you basically can't escape. So really good. It's a really good combo, and it'll be interesting to see what Tempest fires back with. And we do see a Diablo already. I haven't seen one of those in a
Haven't
long
seen
time.
Diablo in forever. That is huge.
Yeah, Diablo is not a bad idea for counter engaging melees, just because you can APOC and basically stand still and they'll get stunned. But it is a bad idea if Snowflake goes Bloodlust, because Bloodlust gives so much move speed, they can just casually walk out of any apocalypse that's on the ground.
But with a
So,
Nubarak following that.
right, right. I mean, I get it. I see it, and I think that Tempest is saying, okay, you know what? We don't need to worry about any more supports. Like we're not. They're probably not going to pick up another support. We
Mm-hmm.
can get either Malfurion or probably Brightwing uh, to do whatever they want. I'm not sold on the Diablo, but a noob is pretty much always a good pick in my opinion. So I'm all right with that. Um, I wouldn't be surprised to see an Emerald Wind last pick for Tempest, just so that they have kind of not necessarily a protect comp, but just a general disruption for Bloodlust comes out, Emerald Wind, and try to walk away,
Mm-hmm.
throw down spikes and all that good stuff. And that is really, really strong.
Vala Zagara. Well, I mean, if they want to try and pick up Brightwing to push everybody away, Zagara can just Ravenous Maw and then wait. Surround you
Yeah.
on all sides.
Yep. It's man, that's real scary for Snowflake.
Unless
Um,
Zagara goes Nidus Worm, but I really don't see them
yeah,
picking that up.
it's not the Snowflake playstyle to
Yeah.
go Nidus, especially with this composition that they're using. They are on Garden, so
Nidus Worm could
Nidus
do some
Nidus
work.
does do a lot of work on Garden just because of how big the map is, and I don't necessarily see any major like hardcore push strat coming out of them. So I don't. There's no cheese here. There's no like Azmodan, Zagara, Abathur nonsense coming out. So that's not going to happen. So I would assume that the Zagara is probably just going to be a Ma, and we do see Malfurion coming out at the end for Tempest. Um,
Will that be Trank or Nightmare? Because, I mean, both are pretty solid for the team. The Roots should be. It'll help for the disengage or engage if they want to take it that way.
Yeah, it's a tough call because Trank, you have to be in such a perfect position to use it. But if they do get a good APOC, like even one good APOC and then a Trank following it behind it, that's like 4 seconds. Well, maybe like 4.5 seconds of disable. Because you have the APOC that hits, it stuns everyone up. You have Impale that comes down on top of it, and then the silence will silence for 3 seconds if he takes Twilight. So it's not a bad pickup, and the general heals from Malfurion are really good. He also gives mana for pretty much all of these heroes. Tychus isn't as mana heavy, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean that's a good pick in general. I'm not sure what they're gonna do for pressure on the map. I would imagine they're gonna send a noob to roam around, but there's not really anyone else like super good to roam with. Diablo really needs his souls now, especially after the nerf.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really iffy combination for Tempest. I
I
don't know.
like it,
I
but I
hope it
don't
works,
like it.
but it's yeah. I hope it works for them, but it seems like it's kind of coin flippy and really not. I don't want to say luck based because it's nothing that we see here is really luck based, but it's very conditional to have all that stuff line up, and Snowflake is really good about not getting into those just bad positions. So we'll see what happens, and I'm expecting a Rain of Vengeance from Vala, just so that they have, if they do Judgment one person, that person just blows up again. We saw it last game. We'll probably see it again, where they just pick one person and say, "Okay, you're out of position. You're gonna die now." So we'll see. We'll see what they do.
Sorry, just fixing my mic so I'm a little bit louder. Hopefully that
No
works
problem.
for
I mean,
everybody.
it's all part of the job. So we do see that Vala is solo laning. We have Arthur solo laning as well. Interesting to see that as Tassadar, or sorry, Tyrael is pretty much widely regarded
Oh,
as
we could see a
best.
huge engagement right
Yeah.
here.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Cross. Oh!
Nightmare actually
They
shows
moved.
though.
Chill attack. Is he gonna get caught out? Phase. Huge, just picked up by Toe Jam and placed down. He gets blown up by all that CC from Diablo and Anubarak. Nice pickup by Tempest.
It is a good pickup, but it's honestly not going to do anything.
Definitely.
Because of how First Blood works in this game, it gives so little experience that because people weren't in lanes right away, they ended up just being pretty much exactly even. So all it really did was delay the push that was coming in on bottom. So I mean, granted, it was really well done. It just didn't actually have to actually.
It's not going to do too much.
Yeah,
and it actually looks
actually ahead.
They look like they're behind in experience. So
Yeah.
goes to show, First Blood doesn't mean GG, guys. It's
Yeah.
anybody's game.
Oh, so the top engage happened. It was a little messy. The spikes came out. The impale came out from Nightmare. Didn't hit the target. Toe Jam actually knocked Arthas out of any chance of those spikes hitting. And then because of the way the Burrow Strike works, you can actually cancel it again, or you can press the spell again early, and it'll actually pop up from the ground. But it has a tiny delay on it, and it's really hard to get it to do like a melee pop up. He tried to do it, didn't hit the right timing, and ended up just missing his mark. So Arthas able to walk away pretty casually, and we do see the seed race is on now. So I wonder, which team do you think is going to be looking for a very early seed cap? Are we going to be seeing it from Tempest or Snowflake?
I could see Snowflake wanting to pick it up because of them having a Zagara. They already took down a tower at bot lane, so they seem to be wanting to pressure that. It looks like Treble, though, is in trouble as Keelax, Chillatek, and Idra close in on him. Treble barely walking out. Diablo tossing the Vala. Huge engagement. Tons of stuff going on. We got a healing totem going down. Snowflake retreating. Chillatek staying. Back and forth, back and forth. It looks like LZ Gamer is running away, leaving Idra to die, but he vaults out of there, barely getting out, and Chillatek getting rooted by the mouth and queuing out. Oh my goodness. What a back and forth engagement.
That was a thing. And that one was a lot better. So Toe Jam and Nightmare totally redeemed themselves. We actually do have another engage. Chillatek actually getting jumped in on. We will see Nightmare trying to get in, but the jump away from Tyrael will save him. LZ able to walk out as well. So it seems like they're starting to hit their stride. They're starting to be a little bit more aggressive, and they are sending what seems to be just a noob and Diablo around to try to get a roaming gang squad with them. It hasn't worked out extremely well just yet, but it has put pressure on the game, so that's always good. Never let your opponents be comfortable. So they're doing a pretty good job. We see all the small camps have been taken, a slight favor for Snowflake, so they're able to get a little bit of seed advantage here. Idra rotating around, trying to figure out what's going on. Yep. So that's good. We see Tempest picking up Giants. They're able to do a little bit of map pressure with that. Idra will be able to take them out pretty quickly if they're left unguarded, but they are not left unguarded.
The bottom wall has fallen thanks to Zagara. I think you can definitely see if they get a plant terror, it's going in. Idra barely getting away from Nubarak.
Yep. Nice little gang. Went in on mid. Not enough damage just yet. They don't have a main damage dealer in mid. They just have Diablo, Anub, and Mouth, which not negligible, but also not like, oh my god, Nova's gonna blow me up.
Looks like Snowflake's getting surrounded right now.
Yep, Faye actually gets picked up, put back in, body blocked really well by Wargreymon and Toe Jam. It doesn't matter for Chillatek though, he'll be able to jump away. Nightmare trying to follow this up, nothing doing there, and it looks like we will see the first Terror go down in favor of Tempest. But
big engagement.
Not too much of a seed difference. Not too much of a seed difference.
Not too much of a seed difference. I gotta say, I love and I want to see more of this Anubarak Diablo CC synergy because flipping,
it's
knocking
good.
back, knocking up again, like huge CC.
Yep, I mean, you're looking at 4 CCs from 2 heroes. It doesn't get much better than that. Wargreymon actually diving in really, really heavily. Nightmare coming in all the way, trying to get something going here, but will not be able to do just that. Wargreymon is going to get dropped very low. Actually going to lose his life to his smite. Chillatek now turning in on Nightmare. Will he be able to pick anything up here? LZ going to get dropped very low. Toe Jam now found himself in a very bad position. One more auto will be enough. Actually, the multi-shot from Vala getting that kill there. And LZ overextending just a little bit. He will be able to back away, though. The boomerang not able to pick up the kill. Not enough damage on Falsehood just yet, as the Death Coil keeps him alive. And now we're seeing just pretty much the exact opposite of what we saw down bottom. We saw Snowflake lose the Terror, and now they're getting this one. So
looks like they'll
we'll
get
see
a plant
the first
out of
Terror.
this too.
Yes.
And all
Where
the
do you
while,
think they're going to bring it? Is it going to go bottom, mid, top?
I feel bottom. Zagara took out all the ammo from bot tower, bot fort, and it has half health, so that's a pretty easy fort for a quick XP lead. They're already over half a level up right now on Tempest, so that'll give them level 10, which talents, ultimates, huge.
Yeah, yeah. I like the play to take the Giants early as well, especially because it looks like they're just sending. They're gonna send Faye down bottom, and it's gonna be her job to finish the fort, while they send the Terror and the Giants mid to pressure that. They will hit level 10 just by creeps a little bit before Tempest will, but I don't expect to see any kind of hard engage unless they see that Falset stays top. Then you can see a potential hard engage coming in here from Snowflake, but they don't have the Zagara Ma. They don't have any kind of craziness to go down, so it'll be kind of risky if they decide to do that. I don't think I've ever actually seen a bloodlusted Terror, but I imagine it's probably like crazy devastating.
Looks like they're going for the engagement on LZ Gamer. Diablo flipping him. LZ Gamer popping his Ghoul's treble with the ultimate. Another web blast from Anubarak, but doesn't look like he'll get smacked down by the plant. Told you I'm knocking away Chillitek. Morgamon popping Odin, but quickly taken out of it. They're chasing down Treble right now. A nice ultimate by Tyrael, blowing him up. And it looks like they're going to take that fort. And at the same time, Zagara finishes off the bottom fort. 2 forts to none.
Yeah, I mean, they won a 3-0. Well, I guess it was 4v5. They won the fight 3-0. They had a really, really good use of the ults there. LZ did get dropped very low. It was a great Twilight from Tempest, from, was it Treble?
Treble, yeah.
So his Twilight was great. The Shotgun came down trying to eliminate LZ, dropped him very, very low, but it wasn't enough to get the kill there. And then we saw the Great Judgment came out, as you said, afterwards. After the plant broke, they were able to dive in on that. And it just kind of snowballed out of control. Like, it was a really good fight at the beginning. As you said, the web wrap went out, and it was able to stop Vala from doing anything. But it just didn't do enough. They weren't able to burst down any single target, and now they're 2 levels behind with what looks like almost a 4-man push, potentially, going in on top. And if they play it a little bit too aggressive, they might end up losing more lives here. We do have Ma up from Zagara still.
Snowflake with that talent advantage right now. Very scary to try and engage that, especially with Giants. I mean, I don't know what they can do. They just have to kind of sit back and hope that they can get back into this game. It looks like they're going to catch Idra out. A lot of CC, but the vault out. Nightmare going in. LZ Gamer popping his ghouls, getting a web blast down. That ultimate from Mouth didn't seem to hit anybody. Chillitek going in on ToeJam Earl. Nice ultimate, taking him out. Another 2 fall. Mouth and Anub just plummeting. And that was a huge engagement. Snowflake still has almost full health after that.
Yeah, I mean, the Ma was pretty much on point. LZ, they dropped a lot of abilities on LZ when he had already used his Army of the Dead. And what that ends up doing is, it ends up doing a lot of initial burst damage. It'll look really good on charts, but because you didn't get the kill, it doesn't matter. LZ's definitely going to be able to heal up. He's going to be able to eat all of his ghouls. He's going to be able to death coil himself, and he'll be able to bring himself back to at least 70% health. And what that ended up doing was, they burned Shotgun on it. They burned all kinds of just auto attacks and all kinds of abilities on it. And then the 2, what I think it was Tychus and Anub that got caught in the Ma, they got a sizable amount of damage from there just because the level difference. Ma is actually doing damage. And then once they popped out, they were able to just get completely obliterated because there was no other focus targets afterwards. And if they try to fight here again, I feel like it might honestly be the same situation as Bloodlust, Judgment, and Strafe are all up. And LZ is only 10 seconds away from his Army of the Dead.
They still have that talent advantage too. Tempest has not hit level 13. Snowflake's about to hit 16. And they're just watching. It looks like they go in to try and get that slam in. Odin is popped. ToeJam popping down the fire breath. Odin is blown up quickly. Chillitek and Keylax dropping very low. Anubarak falling. Tyrael falling. Idra getting so low, getting smacked by the plant. Looks like Tychus drops. LZ Gamer is pushing forward, but there's no team to follow him up. ToeJam dropping very low, but a healing totem. Very nice by Tempest, keeping him alive. Looks like it's a 2-for-1 exchange so far. The fight's still going. Treble getting caught out by Faye. Will the Envenom be enough, or will the heal outlast? He is so low, and he falls to the Envenom. Huge.
So that was a really good fight in favor of Tempest at the beginning. I mean, the Twilight Dream was on point. The Lightning Breath actually hit 3 members, I think, of Snowflake, and it just kind of decimated a lot of their health pool. Idra rolling back and getting hit by the Garden Terror and actually getting stunned up, as well as just general damage being done on him, so he couldn't actually follow anything up, was really well done. But sadly, their damage dealers dropped too early. I mean, we saw a very, very early Odin, and it ended up getting eliminated almost immediately. If that Odin was able to stay up a little bit longer, they might have actually taken that fight, and if they did take that fight, they probably would have gone up to about level 15, and that would have cut this massive lead down to almost nothing. So they can do it. They've just proved that they can do that fight. They just have to be a little bit cleaner, and they can bring this game back. If they see an opportunity, they need to jump on it. It's kind of like LZ being way out of position right here.
And they're down in a talent yet again, though.
Yeah.
They finally got
the
13.
level 16 talent is terrifying to be down. Actually, a really aggressive build from Tyrael here, too. He actually took Blood for Blood. We have Blood for Blood on Vala as well. So any tanks that step out, like a Diablo, just instant 30% of his health. It's just going to disappear. Massive. So definitely take a look for that as we go through these fights. And Snowflake doing a really good job of just pressuring down the wall, doing whatever they want, really, forcing Tempest back and muscling their way through this.
Got those giants free throwing rocks at the tower. Looks like they're going to try and blow up the terror really quick. I'll show those talents in a little bit once the action dies down, but this is huge right now. Trying to blow up that terror. Toe Jam, Diablo getting caught out. The plant finally falls, and Snowflake just backs away, kind of keeping their giants alive. I like this play to let the giants do as much damage to that keep as possible so they can go back later and finish it off.
Yep. I mean, they stuck around trying to get the giants to do as much damage as they could, and they were also looking for a pick. If anybody overextended, they could have absolutely blown them up, and it looks like they're still looking for this pick as they rotate around. Chiltech actually going to give Vision. They probably could have taken the fight, but it looks like it's going to happen anyways. Here we go.
That is a tight corridor. Nightmare, Anubarak falling very low. Toe Jam, Diablo in the middle. 3-man Maw! There are 3 people in there. I don't think any of them are getting out alive, and everybody falls. A 5
that should be game, honestly. If they just run down mid, they take out the keep, they have all 5 of their members up, there's going to be a 20-second respawn timer on Tempest. They'll be able to take this keep. Diablo just does not have the kit to stop 5 people from taking down a core. And if they don't get it here, it's going to be very close, and they'll be able to death run through it as well. But we do see them just dive straight on the core. Diablo trying to do what he can, but again, does not have the kit to stop this, and it will be a 2-0 victory in favor of Snowflake.
I'm going to bring up the talents real quick so you guys can look at them, just so you get an idea of what happened. Double Blood for Blood, though, like you were saying, huge. Diablo getting in the middle of that, had no way of getting out, and the 3-man Maw from Faye. Massive. 3 people out of the fight. Odin, Falstad, and I think Malfurion were caught in that. Just.
Yep. It also blocked. It was a Maw that was literally the best situation you could have. It blocked a noob from being able to run, so they were able to turn, burn him down, and then get into position for when they came out. The Vala strafe came out. As the Maw ended, they were just being pummeled by damage. The level difference allowed Maw to actually do damage, as well as Vala to just clean up absolutely everything. They weren't able to do anything afterwards. They couldn't leave because of Arthas being there. It was just so well done, and it ended up giving them the game.
I mean, they were always just that talent away, and they almost had that fight down a bot at that Garden Terror, but just shy of getting back into it. I mean, Tempest looked like they could have done it if a few things went their way, but overall, I mean, a great performance by Tempest. They definitely showed, even when they were behind, that they could fight, and they weren't afraid to fight. So, mad props to Tempest.
It's good that they had the courage to do it. They just had to work on their positioning. If they didn't all just run into that last fight, they would have been fine. They probably should have just kind of played it a little slow. The second that they saw that smite hit them, they should have been like, okay, hold on. Like, what are we actually walking into here? But instead, they just kind of booked it in, tried to get something going. Didn't end up happening, and I mean, we saw the result. So that's that, and congrats to Snowflake, and
congrats to Snowflake. And I believe that also puts them on the ladder now.
Yeah, I believe they make it into playoffs.
Yes, they make it into playoffs right now. I have it. The HPL playoff picture. Symbio Gaming, of course, already securing their place. And with that victory, Team Snowflake now has secured their position.
Cool. So that's good, and we're going to be seeing another playoff, a potential playoff berth game, rather set coming up next with Glorious and Resurgence, I believe. So
Yes.
that's going to be coming up, and that'll be a really good set.
Yep. And right now we're going to go to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back and preparing that next game for you guys. So stay tuned.